Hey guys, it's Amber here, and this week we are going to talk about those awkward lesbian questions that everyone asks or wants to ask. My first question is probably one of the biggest ones that straight people ask, and that is, how do you have sex? And in response to this question, all I have to say is, how do you have sex? How do straight couples have sex? Because honestly, if all you're thinking is sex is a penis into a vagina, then you're missing a wide variety of things that people do during intercourse. Sex is not just penis plus vagina. Sex is a variety of things, and I'm gonna go ahead and say if you're a female, you're not being satisfied by just boink, boink, boink. So maybe you should look at your own sex life and see what else you can do, because there's a lot of other ways to have sex. There's a lot of other body parts that can be stimulated and a lot of other things that can be inserted for the boinky boinky boink. I'm gonna leave that one at that. Honestly, I've probably only tried to scissor like once, and it didn't really turn into anything super pleasurable or whatnot, and it was very early on in my sexual experimentation. For those of you who don't know, scissoring, basically legs, rubby, 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 rubby. It's not my thing. Some people may do it, but I've never met someone who was like, yeah, let's scissor. So, overall, scissoring is more of a myth, I guess. Have you had sex with a guy? Yes, I have had sex with a guy. No, I do not think you need to have had sex with a guy to know your sexuality. I personally, it was just something I always felt like I had to do, or I always had like this curiosity, and I just kind of needed to do it to fully understand and explore my own sexuality, and that's how I kind of came to the conclusion that I'm more pansexual than lesbian. But you can know your sexuality without having sex with a boy. Like, that is not a necessity, it's not a part of it. Who is the guy in the relationship? Most lesbians say neither. We're both women, and I agree. We are both the woman in the relationship, and by the stereotypical girl and guy roles, I mean, sometimes we play a little bit of both, but overall, I can admit that Heather is kind of more of the guy. If we're going out, she tends to be the one that pays, she tends to hold my door open for me, and stuff like that, and all of the traditional men's rule. But then again, sometimes I treat her and take her out and pay. If I'm driving, I may open her door for her and kind of play the male role. So I guess neither of us are specifically the guy or the girl or whatever, but overall she tends to fill more of the male side of things, but it's because of other factors, like the fact that I'm still in college, so I don't make as much money, I don't have a full-time job, where she has a full-time job, so she can afford to pay for dinner more often, and she's usually the one that wants us to go out to dinner more, whereas I'm willing to just stay home and cook. Is it easier being with a woman because you understand how women's brains work? Hell to the no. Hell no. It is not easier at all. All of the people that I see on my Facebook that are like, I should just be with a lesbian because guys are jerks or whatever, you're all crazy, because guess what? Women can be jerks. And women are freaking complicated, and as a female, I don't understand women at all. I don't get it. Like, we have differences. We grew up differently. We are different people. So we're not going to think exactly alike. All women do not think exactly alike. We are not robots. I repeat, we are not robots. So, no, we're not going to always see eye to eye. We're not going to always just agree on everything. I mean, there are things, like, we get periods. Like, I like being someone who understands that I'm on a period and isn't, like, that I'm on my period and isn't, like, super annoying about it. Or you're PMSing. I guess she kind of does say I'm PMSing a lot. But that's nice. It's nice to have someone who understands the female anatomy. And I do think it makes sex easier because I know my own body, and it makes it easier to know, like, I understand the female anatomy. I understand how all that works and what feels good, and while that changes person to person, there's still some general things that I get that a guy might not understand because he does not have the same anatomy. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Do you have any other awkward questions? If you do, post them below and I will either make a part 2 of this video or just answer them in the comments. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. To see more of videos like this, please subscribe.